All right, out here at Hurricane Baptist Church in technically Clinton, Lawrence County. Out here, find a grave for someone specifically, but figured I'd do a video of the cemetery, give a look of it. Here's the church building here, and pan around here at the cemetery. This over here on my right, what we're looking at now, is kind of the newer section of most everything in here is pretty old. Not a whole lot of current. Well, right there are the pastor of the church, Richard Abel. But they still got some room in here. Of these, we got a mixture of different types of things in here. Of not a whole lot of brass markers. The church does seem to keep it up pretty well. As you can see, a lot of Civil War veterans around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 at a rough count. Confederate flags out here. They did a cleaning on this cemetery a couple of years ago when I came out here and did a walkthrough and doing the photographs for Find a Grave. A lot of the graves have been cleaned up, so very nice when the church will have that done. And as you can see, a lot of these markers have had some repairs done to them, and well, there's a jug of weed killer. We go all the way back to the fence here, and as you can see here, foot markers broken, regular markers broken, and kind of an ingenious repair here. They put the stones back together and put these metal posts here to keep them upright. The surprising part, not a whole lot of the military markers here, like this guy. There are definitely some. I mean, you can see two there. This is interesting. Never quite seen anything like this. And it is a bond, and that's who I'm out here to find. The one that I'm going to show is right behind me, but we'll do a go through of the cemetery first. But Victoria bond here. Just interesting. I don't know. I would assume maybe that fell over and they had it put in that concrete there. Very kind of odd layout here, because you do have these 1800 graves, and then right here in the middle you got current ones. So, but well kept up cemetery. Kudos to the church for doing this. And whenever they had the markers cleaned, this is the area pretty much where you can see that a lot of the cleaning happened, because you can definitely see these markers are much cleaner. Of course, it was 3-4 years ago that I was out here doing the survey of the cemetery, and they're still in pretty good condition. Looks kind of like they only did maybe the first couple of rows of them, and they are starting to get a little weathering and dirtiness again. And you have to treat these things every couple of years to keep them up. Decent number of the flat markers here. I don't know what you call this, sarcophagus or whatever. Not a fan of those things. They are just right there in the weather, and yeah, you can kind of see how once we get down into here, these are probably ones that didn't get cleaned, and they are rather weathered. But again, just wanted to give a little walk through here and show everything. Now, the fence goes around every inch of this place. As you can see right down here, we got a marker that is right up against the fence. But we'll walk down here for the grave that I was up here to show someone. It's going to be difficult. They want to know what it says, and it being one of these flat tomb markers. I went back there and tried to read a little bit of it, and this is not going to be fun. That looks like a relatively recent military marker. 1914 Civil War veteran. That's his original marker. Both in good condition. The iron cross there looks like somebody's painted it up late. Relatively recent. We'll walk down here, and these 5 flat tombs. What we're looking for. John Bonds on the far side. I believe his wife was Nancy, is beside him. We'll show all 6 of them. I think these are all Bonds, yep. So Mary Bonds is beside Richard Bonds, who is beside Andrew Adams. Yeah, that's Andrew Adams, okay. And this one is Mary Bonds Dillard, it appears. And here we have Thomas Bonds. Yeah. Alright, just read a little of this one. Sacred to the memory of Thomas S. Bonds, husband of Margaret L. Bonds, who was born September 11th, 1815, departed this life October 31st, 1851. And here are John and Nancy, and yeah, these are difficult. So here is John Bonds. I believe that's a senior beside it. Sorry for the angle here, but not a good way to get to this. Alright, so part that I spent a few minutes reading is right down here at the bottom. I believe it says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth," I think, but I mean, it's definitely "for they shall." Sometimes shade helps, sometimes it doesn't. Once we get here to the side, though, this is just, I cannot tell what this says. I doubt it's going to be any better on the video, but, well, you never know. Alright, so here is the John Bonds Sr. So I mean, that's going to be a date of birth there. I think I see numbers. Yep, date of birth and died, and then that would be the age there, which I cannot make out. Boy, I just, this side right here has a little bit of definition to it, but once you get over to this side where this thing is tilted, and I guess the water has run that direction, it's just eroded. I can make out here Baptist Church, and died in this almost looks like Rebecca. It's R-E redeem. No, it's redeem. I'm really sorry. I'm not going to be able to tell you what this says. Let's look at the wife here. It's a little bit better because it doesn't have quite the lean to it. So this is sacred to the memory of Nancy Bonds Sr., wife of John Bonds, who was born June 29th, 1781, died September 21st, 1850, 69 years, 2 months, and 25 days. So that's this section here, which I would assume probably says the same thing on his, with his information, obviously. She was a kind and dutiful wife, and something affectionate mother. She was a kind and dutiful wife and affectionate mother. I can't tell, something of life. Let me try just angle this a little bit. Something memory, respect, mother. Something of the Baptist Church. Fast belief. Merits. Something heart. I think that's earth fell God. That's a guess there. But yeah, it is about the best I can do. Maybe I'm just trying to do the best I can with angles here. Maybe I can pick up a few of the words there. Just gonna look around here rather close. Let's see if we can. So this is Mary Bonds Dillard. So this is John and Nancy's daughter, born, departed this life. This one is better, but leaving hand and many to mourn her loss. I can make that out. I see the word Lawrence in there, I think. Member of the Baptist Church. For many years before her death, and died in a almost like steadfast belief in the, well, I think we can kind of guess, even though I can't read it, steadfast belief in the Lord, I'm sure is what that is. I can't tell this bottom part. See Lord in there, friend is the last word. was kind of looking at some of these here. This one, if there was anything on that, yeah, that is completely unreadable. You can see this one, that's a Jemmons. This Richard Bonds, it looks like just the date of death on that. Mary Bonds, who died 1866, age 74 years, 9 months, and some number of days. I did that one. This is that Andrew Adams. Yeah, it's unfortunate. These flat markers of, first off, I'm astonished at the condition of these. Usually, the top part cracks and falls in. We can tell that the settling here has kind of tilted and they're leaning into each other. You got even a gap on that one. But they have held up decently well. Just show a couple of the other ones that are here. Let's see. I was curious about this one. Suffer little children, come unto me, for such is the kingdom of heaven. We got three more of the four more of the flat ones up here. And again, as far as not being damaged, they're in decent condition. You can see how much this one has settled. We got here Davis Williams, I believe it is. But even this one, hard to read. This is probably the best one of all of them. Nancy Williams, consort of Davis Williams, daughter of E. and F. Andrews, who was born August 1791. Part of this life, February 11th, 18 teens, aged John Hunter, husband of Mary Elizabeth Hunter. And actually there are two right here. It's like a child, but you can see the cracks on this one. Of Sabella Eliza Williams, wife of Charles Williams. And then infant of Charles and E. Williams. I would guess that might be Eliza. So, anyway, nice little cemetery. I believe that's an additional building for the cemetery down there. But pretty well kept up. This is kind of common. There's the original marker, and the military marker was placed right behind it. But from what I've seen, some church cemeteries, they really don't keep them up there very well, and at least they are attempting to keep the markers in good condition. Bethania Lindsay, that one's over, but somebody has placed a new marker for her here. Alright, well, I'm going to head out of here.